Hi, my name is Cassie Castorina, and I am here to talk to you about my tribute speech. Um, my tribute speech is about my mother and her life in the military while being like not struggling, juggling around her work and home life. The first main point that I have is my mother's life in the military. When she enlisted when she was only 16. She promised her dad that she would only do 5 years in the military, but ended up loving being in there, so she did a lot more than that. She ended up being in there for at least 23 and a half years. Um, we moved around every 3 years, which made it hard on me, um, not only because they were pulling my mother away, like overseas, but it was also hard for me to make friends and all that stuff. Because by the time I would make a friend or would try to make a friend, we would have to move around. She's been retired for over 12 years and sometimes misses it, but she's glad that she's out because she gets to spend those extra years with her kids. My second main point is raising a family. She basically raised my sister and I on her own because my dad was never really there or in the picture, but that's a different story. We're not going to go there. Um, she always had help from family and friends. Whenever she was overseas, she would always um, we would always my sister and I would always be with family and friends. Like we would go to good schools. We always had help with our homework. We would never be alone. We were always comforted. And then at the age of 9, my parents divorced, but like I said before, not going to get too much into that. And then the last bullet point of the second main point, she was always there for me when I was struggling in school in general. Like whenever I needed help, I was one of those kids that had an IED in school, which means an
IEP.
IEP. Sorry. Which means I would need the extra help, whether it's from friends or a tutor or someone who would um, spend one-on-one time with me. When my mom found out that I was struggling in school, that's when she came home overseas from Hawaii at the
Iraq.
Iraq, sorry. Um, just to be with me and help me through high school. And then for my last main point, she was juggling both work and home life. Um, she is and always will be a hardworking woman who never gives up. Excuse me. Um, she she did her best with everything, raising us whether we would listen or not. um, and then for the last bullet point on there, I admire my mother because without her I wouldn't have a good job or going to college or even raising a family of my own. And she's always there to for me to count on and ask questions for whenever I need help with something. Not very many people in my family or even friends are there to do that for me, to even give me suggestions or even just advice. And that's what I love about my mother. Okay.
Do the points.
And then to sum up the main points, again, uh, it was basically my mother's life in the military, raising a family, and then juggling both lives together. It That's not something a lot of people can do. A lot of people that I've known or seen have either been able to do one or the other, but that not much of both. Thank you.